This guy lost his girlfriend to another man on the day he proposed to her. She rejected his proposal because he is rude and arrogant, and she has found a more caring and calm guy. At that time, the caring guy had also dumped his girlfriend, so she was smart enough to date the arrogant guy so she could pay her ex back for what he did to her until one day they clashed without knowing. So, it was going to be a battle between the exes, but how did it get all complicated to this point? Eefoma met this guy, Teddy, in a lounge some time ago. They both liked each other and had sex on the first day, so Teddy told her that he wanted more hangouts to get to know each other better. Eefoma accepted his request to meet with him again before hanging up the call, but she never knew that Ethan, her boyfriend, heard her conversations on the phone, but he ignored all that he heard since he had more important things to tell her, which was to propose to her to be his wife after 5 years together. And with the help of her best friend and flatmate Zoe, the proposal was supposed to be a fantastic one, but Eefoma rejected his proposal. Eefoma already fell out of love with Ethan long ago because he is the controlling type of man, and then walked out on him. At that time, Ethan was also in need of a new apartment, but he had a low budget for a comfortable apartment, so the agent asked him if he would like to share a comfortable apartment with a stranger who is also a single guy. Ethan had no choice, so he met with his new flatmate Teddy, and also liked the furnished apartment when he saw it. The guys were already getting along in a short while, so they talked about the important things they needed to know about each other, which included their relationships. They both found out that they were in a relationship, so the guys thought it would be a great idea to invite their girlfriends over for lunch so they could introduce each other now that they are close friends. So, Teddy sent his address to Eefoma. She was about to knock on the door when Aisha stopped her to ask if she's the girlfriend to her boyfriend's flatmate. The ladies were glad that it was a good step to begin the new relationship, so they knocked at once. Ethan opened the door to welcome the ladies, and was surprised to see Eefoma. He wanted to know what she was doing in his house when Teddy came out, so they all found out that they have all dated each other. Aisha was also Teddy's ex, and it was beginning to look like a planned game, so the lunch was ruined before it even began. Teddy had to speak with his girlfriend outside. He was certain that Aisha dated Ethan on purpose so she could get back at him because he had lived in the apartment for a while, even when he was still dating Aisha. Later that day, the guys had a man-to-man conversation to know what next. Ethan thinks the right way to go is that they both break up with the ladies to avoid further complications, but Teddy disapproved of it. He insisted that he was not going to break up with Eefoma, and urged Ethan also not to break up with Aisha because of him, so Ethan agreed with him. Days later, Eefoma came in without knocking and saw her ex with his new girlfriend. At first, she wasn't comfortable with seeing her ex around, but she had to accept it. Ethan also has had the thought in him about Aisha. He then had to ask her if she truly loves him, but he got his answers from her body language that he was just a tool to get back at Teddy. The house was no longer conducive for Ethan, so he called the agent that he wanted a change of apartment, but the agent told him that there was no refunding of payment until it expired. At that point, he made up his mind that he was going to make the house a living hell for Teddy and Eefoma. But before he even thought of what to do, Aisha already had her plans to make the relationship of her ex-boyfriend unbearable by adding much pepper to what he was cooking. Teddy then brought the food to please his girlfriend, while Aisha went to the door to find out the outcome, as Eefoma almost threw up when she ate the food. Teddy also couldn't find peace in the house any longer, so he had to take his girlfriend to his car to make love to her. But this time, Ethan wouldn't let them have their moment. He came to tell Teddy that he needed his attention very urgently. Teddy was already losing his mind about everything going on, but Eefoma asked him to go. Teddy met him in the sitting room, only to find out that Ethan had nothing to tell him. So Teddy used the opportunity to talk to him that he loves Eefoma, and he's planning to propose to her. So, Teddy thought of telling him as a sign of respect and flatmates, but Ethan acted like everything was fine with him. Aisha also tried to push her luck again by trying to seduce Teddy, but she had no idea that Ethan was eavesdropping when Teddy told her to leave his room. She acted like nothing happened until Ethan told her that he heard everything. At that point, Ethan was right about her games when Aisha opened up to him that she never loved him. So Ethan told her to leave the house and never come back. Ethan's frustration grew day after day whenever Eefoma was with Teddy in his room, so he was always coming to check if Teddy was sleeping with his woman. This time, he came to ask Teddy for his hairbrush. Teddy felt so disappointed, but he had to give him the hairbrush so he could go away. Teddy was yet to catch his breath when Ethan came back knocking again. This time, Teddy couldn't bear Ethan's level of immaturity and was going to punch him on the face, but Eefoma tried to calm him down. So, He went for the door to know why he came back. Ethan told him that he found his own brush and wouldn't be needing his brush any longer. Ethan doesn't care any longer about how Teddy feels about him, because he was already betrayed in the first place when Eefoma cheated on him with Teddy. So, Teddy was also not going to have peace for stealing his woman from him. Ethan also confronted Eefoma to threaten her that if she went ahead to marry Teddy, he was going to escalate her secret of having a grown-up son that she had been hiding. Eefoma never saw this one coming. She has a 5-year-old grown son, but she hid it from Teddy all these while. So, Eefoma asked Teddy to meet her in a lounge. She then told him that she can't continue with the relationship any longer without a reason, instead of telling him the truth. Teddy really felt frustrated because he loves her, and didn't care if anyone was watching him in public. So he kept begging her to tell him what he had done wrong so he could adjust. Eefoma couldn't find anything tangible to tell him, so she told Teddy that he is not her type of man, and his poor sense of fashion makes her feel horrible about him, and then walked out. But Teddy didn't stop. He came back for her, and kept banging the door. Eefoma had to run inside just to avoid him, so Zoe opened the door, and then told him that she wasn't around. Teddy really felt heartbroken and drank himself to stupor. He continued his drinking habits for days with the hope that Eefoma comes back to him. Ethan also noticed that Teddy had become a drunkard overnight, which was unusual. At this point, he was willing to give up Eefoma for him because he realized that Teddy really loves Eefoma. So, he told that Eefoma has a 5-year-old son, which was the reason why she ended the relationship so that he doesn't find out. He told Teddy to go get his girl if he truly loves her. Teddy went back to her. He told her that he knows the truth now, and he is willing to take up her son's responsibilities as a father. So she realized her mistakes and apologized for not telling him the truth, and they were ready to do this again. So guys, what are your thoughts about the movie Battle of Exes? Please comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching this movie recap. Please comment your thoughts and also like and share this video for more super amazing videos that we're bringing to you. And if you're watching from our YouTube channel, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification for more. Thank you.